Welcome to my YouTube channel video on how to do Tiamat properly. Now, there's reasons why I'm making this video right now, but I'll probably talk about that towards the end. But this is how you should be doing Tiamat. I'm in a pug group right now. That means a pickup group. And so for this first phase, right? For this is more for newer players. For this first phase, all you gotta do is kill all of the mobs and these whatever summoners. And the reason why you want to do that is so that they'll drop the heart of the dragons. And each color corresponds to the different types of heads of Tiamat. So green obviously is for the poison one, or the green head of Tiamat, etc., etc. Red for red, blue for blue, um, and for the players, they should at least one person should take one of each heart, at least one. And obviously, that's gonna take a bit of coordination between you. It's not gonna be evident while doing pugs, obviously, but my purposes as a tank, I'm playing as a tank right now. For my purposes, I will need to take the white dragon head, or heart, shall I say, so that I can release people from the ice later on. um, I'll get back to that later on. But yeah, so we are going through from, say, green, black, and Rathmador in the middle, to the blue, to the white. That's the standard way. No real reason for it, I suppose. You could probably go from black to white or white to black. It doesn't really matter. It's just that for veteran players such as myself, this has always been the order of things: green, then black, then the middle, Rathmodar, then blue, and then white. No real reason. But if you're gonna go standard, then just follow the wave, guys. Don't go against the grain. Just follow the group. Anyway, I've picked up the white heart of the dragon. Like I said, and all of these hearts of the dragon is to protect you from the breath attacks of the head of Tiamat. You may have noticed why people wipe at that kind of like breath attacks. Yeah, that's because you're supposed to pick up the hearts. Now, the problem falls when people don't. You could probably skip red, you could probably skip blue, you could probably skip green, or even the black one. But I doubt that you can skip the white one. So that's the reason why probably I'm the only one who picked up the white. Now, this is the end of the first phase and start the beginning of the second phase. This is when the clerics appear. Back in the day, there were three, so you had to split three groups of people, in this like trial queue. But because they changed it in like a previous mod, anyway, now we're left with two, which means that you can split it right in the middle. Two groups of people, just attending to the clerics. Now, positioning here is key because Tiamat will do breath attacks, right? As you can see. And you will be alerted to the breath attacks by the red AoEs on the ground. Now, this is a pug group, so you will see this all the time. People will be hugging the clerics because the cleric is being targeted. So there's the breath attack. It's a fire one right now, so easy to just avoid. I do want to swap to my cleave. Unfortunately, I was doing something else and I totally forgot to change. So what you want to do is actually not be anywhere near the clerics. You see that? When a breath attack happens, and because people were close to the cleric, now the floor is full of ice. Now this is the ice that I was talking about. A heart of the white dragon could actually clear that, but I would need to be inside it. And if I step into that, I will just die. Oh yeah, you see this red border as well? Don't step inside, because if you step inside that, you will instantly die. And people who are trying to pick you up will die as well. You might as well release. At this point, since it's not hardcore or anything, you can just like release. You don't have to wait for people to pick you up. Can you please move? There you go. Two breaths at that side. That's weird. Anyway, easy enough to avoid. You will get people say use your heart. I highly recommend not for you to do that, simply because you may need your heart once it kind of like phases over to the like the final phase. So I mean, it's easy enough to avoid. Just avoid it. If you don't AFK and you are like awake, you should be able to avoid this easily, even at like being lagged out. Anyway, so there's the two bars to the right here on the screen. Dreamer of Senin, which is this one, and the Senin Night Moon Dancer, which is at the other side to my right. The bar fills up, but it doesn't. It fills up slowly if the cleric, the summoner, gets hit, and that includes the breath attack. So you really need to be away from the cleric. As a tank, I can do like range attacks and kind of like pull the mobs away. I would use a ring of fire or something that's like ranged attack here actually, but because I totally forgot to change my artifacts and map powers, it's fine. As you can see that glow just now, that means that you already hit 100% of the bar, but it needs to be both at the same time. So it's a bit imbalanced right now. The left side, my side, is fully filled their bar, but the one on the right is still struggling. So you just have to continue until such time that both bars are full. Then the next phase will start. In order to make this faster though, do keep in mind, like, there you go, it started. Do keep in mind, just be away from the cleric, okay? People will probably tell you to like stay away from the cleric, but they didn't explain why. That's the reason why. So that the bar will fill up faster. And this is the end of the second phase and the start of the third phase. Now I like to change to like single target here because there's no mobs anyway. But I did maintain my debuffs here, so I mean I'm a tank. I don't really do DPS here. And yeah, the head is missing. So if you see the red on the ground, that means the breath attack is about to happen. That's when you have to use the heart. You have to press F. If you picked up the heart of the red dragon, this is the time to press the F button and then summon your kind of like heart of the dragon and like negate the damage. Red is fine. People can still die here. So, I mean, like I said, at least one person to pick up the heart. Now, there's two ways of doing this. If you have enough DPS, and we just barely have enough DPS by the looks of it, you can kill the heads as soon as the phase happens. If we determine, like who determines that we're gonna have DPS, you're gonna have to, in a pug group, you're gonna have to like gauge that for yourself. But I can say we're about 50-50 chance that we can do this in one phase because of the DPS that we're doing right now. This is a pug group after all, but it's looking okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. So as you saw the red AoE on the floor, this is actually the time to use the heart. I think somebody did only once though, so we're gonna have to go through this phase. This head, we found a heart, which is okay. Like I said, you could probably survive the heart. Here's another breath attack from the red. Oh, sorry, red? Yeah, red. You could probably survive that. Somebody didn't survive. You see what I mean? So the issue with people dying during the heads, it means that there's gonna be less DPS, and then you probably wouldn't be able to phase. You probably wouldn't be able to end, and then we're gonna have to go back, revert back to the second phase again with the clerics. So if you wanna run Tiamat fast, you need to do this. I wouldn't say perfect, but at least enough. So having people dying at the heads is no bueno. You don't want that. So there, like this is the time to use the heart. It seems like nobody has the heart, so that's fine. A good tip would be to use this guild boon for sharing HP pots during that phase when you're getting breathed on. Breath on? Breathe on. I think it's breathe on. Anyway, this is the lightning one. This is one of the worst ones. I'd say white at least is avoidable, but this one is gonna be like, it'll kill everybody. So I would say about 80% of people will get these lightning or the blue heart of the dragon. like instinctively. Like you don't even have to tell them. They'll probably pick up blue, all of them, because it's like an instant kill. Anyway, I'm totally forgetting my role. I'm moving before the blue dies because I want him to cast the breath on me. There you go. I preemptively made him, or her, shall I say, or it even, to use the breath so that I don't have to use my heart right now. I'm gonna use my debuff, and mount power because this is the last stretch. I don't think we're gonna make it because there's only 15 seconds left. But you know what? No, we might. We're probably most likely we're gonna phase again to the second phase, which is fine. If you see the red as a tank, you just dig in as a fighter, and then press F to use dig in. Let it happen, and then press the F. And that's why you as a tank should be the one picking up the last heart, which is white, I think. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't have enough DPS. I did say it was a 50-50 because how long it actually took to kill the first head earlier. But it's okay because at the beginning of the next phase, the third phase, it will be like 3 bars instead of having like 100% HP of all the dragons. Because we killed them earlier, they will start with 3 bars. That's why in the second method, when people say stop at 3, is because they will start the next phase again, like the third phase, at 3 bars. If you put it at 2 bars, if you put it at 1 bar, she will replenish up to 3 bars again. I think. I have seen her start with like 3 bars each head, but or less. But I'm not quite sure what the conditions are for that. But yeah, if you feel like you're not having enough DPS, it would be burden for you to just leave it at 3 bars and then move to the next head and so on and so forth. Just don't kill them if you don't have enough DPS. I'm lagging out, unfortunately, but that's fine as long as I didn't die. So yeah, just rinse and repeat. I believe with the time that you have doing Tiamat, you could probably do this like second phase and third phase at least 3 times before it's over, and then you wipe and you have to start the Tiamat again. But most, I would say on average, you could probably phase it to 1 phase, right? As soon as you get to phase 3, and then it's the end of Tiamat, on average. And then, but then 2 at most. And then I rarely see it at 3. If it moves more than 2, people will just quit the Tiamat, I think. And the reason why that happens is because people don't know the mechanics. So that's the reason why I'm making this video, guys. After this, I'll probably do an EDMO one or a sport pork. So look out for that one. I hope this video is educational enough. Unfortunately, it didn't phase the first time, but c'est la vie. This is what you can expect in a pug group. And I wouldn't say pugs are bad. It's just either they just don't know, or they're not best in slot. You know what I mean? They don't have all 50, 60k ILs. They're like probably minimum 30ks or something. Whatever it is, it takes to queue for an RTQ. But even with like all 30s, 40s, you can still manage to finish a Tiamat like in 10 minutes. Seriously, it's not even that hard. We're just lacking the DPS right now. It's probably also because people didn't sync their debuffs at the same time. Like if we used our Halisters, if you use the Wyverns, if you used your Eclipse, if you used your all these like major debuffs that you can use like in mod 21, we probably could have faced this in just 1 phase. Anyway, we're starting from white again because it was the last surviving head earlier. I don't even have to use these artifacts actually, but yeah, I'll probably use it the other head. So that's dead. That's kind of like my job done. I don't have to worry about the white head anymore. I don't have to use the heart. So yeah, even if you have the other hearts from other colors, it becomes useless to other heads, mind you. People use it just to troll, I suppose. There's nothing they can do about it, so they just like use their hearts. That's the second one. Oh, by the way, if you're thinking like, can I make that jump? Well, I suppose if you have enough speed, Um, Generally speaking, you know what? I can pick you up. I don't need to use the heart anymore. Generally speaking, if you have enough movement speed or if you're on a mount, you can make the jump. But seeing that I'm a tank and seeing I'm in combat, I can't make the jump. I have to go the long way. The other classes, they have the shift button. Okay, they have like shifter, while we just like put up our shield. There's no movements whatsoever. I don't recommend doing that. Try to make the jump as a tank. I could do it, but I have to have the movement speed, and I'd rather have the tanking stats rather than the movement speed and making the jump. As a tank, I'm not supposed to be doing the DPS anyway. I can do the debuffs, but I expect all the other like 6 DPSers to do the DPS. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's probably the end. We did it within less than 2 minutes of that phase, so there you go. That's how you do Tiamat. Sorry if I missed anything, if I didn't explain well enough. I hope I did. So yeah, hopefully that helped you guys. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.